In a world that never stops, where the noise of criticism and self-doubt often overwhelms our inner peace, it's crucial to remember one powerful truth. Your perception of yourself shapes your reality. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about a fundamental principle of Stoicism that teaches resilience through self-mastery. Every day we face a barrage of expectations and comparisons, which can distort our perception of our worth. But within each of us lies the power to reset this perception and reframe the narrative of our lives into one of strength and acceptance. Today we will explore how to harness this power by delving into the Stoic practice of turning inward and questioning our responses to external pressures. This approach isn't about ignoring the negative. It's about transforming it into a tool for personal growth. By the end of this discussion, you'll see yourself in a new light and understand how to apply these ancient principles to modern challenges, creating a life filled with more acceptance and less self-rebellion. Understanding why we sometimes struggle to love ourselves requires a deep dive into our past, often revealing that the root causes are external. Think about it. A casual, perhaps thoughtless comment from someone we respected, a moment of embarrassment in front of peers, or a series of negative interactions over time can all leave marks on our self-perception. It's important to recognize that while these moments shape us, they do not have to define us permanently. Stoicism teaches us a valuable lesson here. We do not control external events, but we have the power to control our reactions to them. Stoic philosophy emphasizes examining life's experiences critically and without bias. This means looking back at those specific instances that have contributed to a negative self-image and understanding them from a new perspective. What were the circumstances? What might the other person have been going through at the time? By detaching ourselves from the immediate emotional response and viewing the situation more objectively, we can begin to see that these events do not carry intrinsic judgments about our worth. This step of reflection isn't about assigning blame or dwelling in the past. Rather, it's about gaining clarity. When we take the time to think about the experiences that have shaped our self-esteem, we're often able to see that our negative self-perceptions are not reflections of our true selves, but rather reactions to specific events. This understanding is crucial as it lays the groundwork for transforming these perceptions. By practicing this Stoic method of reflection, we empower ourselves to start rewriting the narrative of our self-image. This doesn't mean denying that painful things happened or that they hurt us. Instead, it's about acknowledging these events and then choosing not to let them dictate our self-worth going forward. We learn to separate our value from our experiences, recognizing that our worth as individuals is not diminished by the actions or words of others. Engaging in a dialogue with your younger self can be an incredibly transformative exercise, bridging the gap between therapeutic practices and Stoic wisdom. Imagine for a moment that you could travel back in time and sit across from the child you once were. What would you say to this younger version of yourself? This exercise isn't just about imparting wisdom. It's about offering the compassion and understanding that perhaps was needed, but not received at that time. You might start by acknowledging their feelings of being misunderstood or overlooked. It's powerful to tell them, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to be you, complete with all your emotions and thoughts. You are worthy of attention and love, not for your achievements or what you can do, but simply for being you. This conversation is a core practice of Stoic thought, focusing on self-acceptance and resilience. Stoicism teaches us to embrace our experiences, including our responses to past events, with a sense of detachment and understanding. It encourages us to view every experience as part of our philosophical journey, helping us grow into wiser, more compassionate beings. As you engage in this mental dialogue, try to truly listen to your younger self. What are their dreams, fears, and desires? How have these early experiences shaped the person you are today? By understanding these elements, you can start to heal old wounds. Reassuring your younger self that they have inherent worth, independent of external validation, is an exercise in building Stoic resilience. It fortifies the understanding that our worth isn't contingent on the fluctuating opinions of others or the whims of fate. Instead, our value is a constant, rooted deeply in our existence and our nature as rational, thoughtful beings. This exercise isn't just about healing, it's about strengthening. By affirming your value to your past self, You reinforce your own resilience in the present. You acknowledge that while the past may have shaped you, it does not have to define you. Each moment of understanding and acceptance lays down a brick on the path to a more secure, self-compassionate future, paving the way for a life led with stoic wisdom and emotional freedom. Each of us has aspects of ourselves that we've been conditioned to view negatively. Maybe it's something as simple as your height, the sound of your voice, or the way you laugh. Whatever it is, it's time to address these feelings head-on. Stoicism offers a powerful perspective here, teaching us that our perceptions are within our control, even when external circumstances are not. This means we have the ability to reshape how we see our supposed flaws. Imagine the freedom of redefining what you've always seen as a weakness. For instance, if you've always been self-conscious about being taller or shorter than average, consider this. Your height is a natural part of what makes you uniquely you. It doesn't need to be a source of shame, but can be seen as a distinctive trait that adds to your individuality. You might start to tell yourself, my height is part of what makes me who I am, and I accept it fully. This kind of affirmation is a powerful step in rewriting the internal narratives that dictate how we feel about ourselves. Stoicism teaches us to detach our self-worth from things beyond our control, and to focus instead on our virtues and our actions. By doing so, we can turn what we perceive as vulnerabilities into sources of strength. Instead of seeing a trait as a flaw, we can view it as a feature that contributes to our unique character, one that we can own and even take pride in. This transformation is not about denying that certain traits can make life challenging, but about changing the energy we invest in these traits from negative to positive. When we stop seeing our differences as liabilities and start embracing them as intrinsic parts of our narrative, we build a stronger, more resilient self-image. This process creates a fortress of self-esteem, a place where external opinions and criticisms have a much harder time penetrating because our foundation is built on acceptance and understanding. As you practice this step, remember that it's okay to feel uncomfortable at first. Changing deep-seated beliefs about ourselves isn't easy and doesn't happen overnight. However, each small step in accepting and valuing our uniqueness is a brick in the fortress we are building around our self-esteem. Over time, you will find that these traits no longer trigger insecurity, but instead evoke a sense of personal authenticity and pride. This is the power of stoic resilience, turning what the world calls weaknesses into pillars of strength. At this point in our journey, it's crucial to focus on the art of self-compassion, which is essentially about showing up for yourself in the kindest way possible. Think about it. How often do we genuinely check in with ourselves? How frequently do we ask ourselves, without judgment, how am I really doing? Just as you would inquire about a dear friend's well-being with genuine concern and empathy, it's vital to extend that same level of care and attention to yourself. Self-compassion is not just about being kind. It's about being forgiving and supportive of your own journey, recognizing that the path to self-improvement and happiness is often non-linear and fraught with challenges. Stoicism, with its emphasis on mindfulness and presence, teaches us to focus on what we can control. One of the most empowering aspects we control is our thoughts about ourselves. The Stoics advocate for a perspective that encourages us to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. This mindfulness allows us to respond to our internal experiences with compassion rather than criticism. In practicing self-compassion, start by acknowledging that it's okay to have setbacks. It's okay to feel uncertain or to not always meet the standards we set for ourselves. By forgiving ourselves for being human, we make room for growth and learning. Just as importantly, being supportive of your own journey means celebrating your efforts and successes, no matter how small they may seem. Every step forward, every act of kindness towards yourself reinforces the belief that you are worthy of care and respect. This commitment to self-compassion is transformative. It shifts how we interact with ourselves on a fundamental level, fostering a healthier self-image and a more resilient spirit. As we become more present and mindful, as the Stoics suggest, we start to see our challenges as opportunities to apply compassion and wisdom. We learn to navigate life's ups and downs with a steadier hand and a more peaceful heart. Embracing self-compassion is a powerful act of rebellion against the internal critic that too often drives our actions and choices. It allows us to break free from the harsh judgments we impose on ourselves and to embrace a more forgiving and understanding approach to our imperfections. As we cultivate this kind and compassionate mindset towards ourselves, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also increase our capacity to offer genuine compassion to others, fulfilling one of the key virtues of Stoic philosophy, the practice of mutual support and kindness. In our journey towards self-love and acceptance, this step is fundamental. Stoicism encourages us not to conform blindly to societal expectations, but to live in harmony with our true nature. This means making choices that resonate deeply with our core values and beliefs, regardless of external pressures to appear or act a certain way. Imagine a life where you prioritize authenticity over conformity. For example, you might have a passion for a hobby that isn't traditionally valued by society, like creating art, playing an instrument, or exploring nature. While these pursuits might not always align with societal definitions of success, they are essential to your happiness and well-being. Embracing these passions, despite external judgments, is a Stoic act of living in accordance with your nature. This concept also extends to your professional life. Perhaps you're in a job that's considered prestigious, but leaves you feeling unfulfilled. It takes courage and self-awareness to recognize this misalignment and to seek a path that genuinely excites and satisfies you. Living authentically requires self-awareness and bravery. It means regularly asking yourself, am I doing this because it brings me joy and fulfillment, or because I feel pressured by societal norms? By continuously reflecting on this question, you'll become more attuned to your true desires and less influenced by the opinions and expectations of others. This practice isn't about rejecting societal norms outright, but about discerning which aspects of them resonate with your personal values and which do not. By doing so, you create a life that's truly your own, grounded in self-respect and inner peace. Stoicism provides a powerful framework for this practice. It teaches us to find contentment within ourselves and to focus on our internal virtues rather than external accolades. When we align our actions with our true nature, we build a sense of self that is resilient and unshakable. This inner strength is vital in a world that often tries to dictate who we should be. As we wrap up this journey towards a more profound self-love, the importance of daily practice cannot be overstated. Self-love and self-acceptance are not destinations, but ongoing processes that require consistent effort and dedication. Incorporate Stoic principles into your daily routine to cultivate a more resilient and loving mindset. Start each day with a moment of reflection or meditation, focusing on what you're grateful for and setting intentions for the day ahead. This simple practice can significantly shift your mindset towards positivity and self-acceptance. Additionally, adopt the habit of journaling your thoughts and experiences. Use your journal to reflect on your daily interactions, especially moments when you felt self-critical or self-affirming. This practice can help you identify patterns in your thinking and develop a more compassionate internal dialogue. Writing down your thoughts also reinforces your commitment to self-improvement and provides a tangible record of your progress. Moreover, practice the art of positive affirmation. Each day, take a moment to affirm your worth and value. This might feel uncomfortable initially, especially if you're not used to speaking kindly to yourself. But with time, these affirmations can reshape your internal narrative. For example, you might tell yourself, I am worthy of love and respect, or I am enough just as I am. These affirmations serve as powerful reminders of your inherent worth and can counteract negative self-talk. Surround yourself with supportive and positive influences. Engage with people who uplift you and encourage your journey towards self-love. Share your experiences with them and learn from their insights. Being part of a community that values and supports you can reinforce your commitment to self-acceptance and provide a sense of belonging. Lastly, remember to be patient with yourself. Growth and transformation take time, and there will be moments of challenge and doubt. During these times, draw on the Stoic principle of resilience, reminding yourself that setbacks are part of the journey and that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. By incorporating these practices into your daily life, you'll continue to build a foundation of self-love and acceptance. Over time, This foundation will become a stable platform from which you can navigate life's challenges with greater confidence and inner peace. In conclusion, the journey towards loving yourself more deeply is an ongoing process that requires reflection, compassion, and a commitment to authenticity. By understanding the roots of our self-doubt, engaging in compassionate dialogues with our past selves, reframing our perceived flaws, and living authentically, we can build a more resilient and loving self-image. Embrace this journey with patience and kindness, knowing that each step brings you closer to a life of true self-acceptance and inner peace.